Hello and welcome to ReviewRush. Today we are going to discuss the Kantara climax scene and ending. A blend of folklore and action intertwined together has been presented to us in the form of Kantara, which has made its way to the theatres near us. Not only it is a visual stunner with a brilliant take on native folklore, it has a beautiful story in it about two deities that are still being followed. The ending of the film is quite interesting to look at, but for that, we would need to understand what is the film actually about, and how does Shiva, played by Rishabh Shetty, fit in there. Kantara is about a large piece of land that belongs to a king landlord, who has everything other than peace of mind and searching for that. The king finds a deity so full of warmth and inviting, that he wants to keep it to himself and take it away, but it is a village's common folk deity, and upon heartfelt request, the deity agrees to come with the king on one condition, that when the deity screams, the land until where the screams go shall be given to the village's common folk, and in future if that promise is broken, there will be revenge. The two deities Panjurali and Guliga are the ones that go with the king, but if the promise is broken, Panjurali, being the forgiving one and a part of Lord Vishnu, will forgive him, but Guliga wouldn't and would come for revenge. The deities come to only a specific person in a ceremony called Bhutahakola, and the story revolves around the landlord's family and the family of the person to whom the deity comes. Shiva, played by Rishabh Shetty, is one of the two brothers whose father had disappeared after getting possessed by the deity and then running off to the forest. Shiva's older brother gets killed, and that leaves him to do the ceremony of Bhutahakola and call the deity inside him. In the end, after the landlord comes with his goons and starts to murder the villagers, Shiva is finally possessed by Guliga and takes his revenge for the exploitation that he has done and for killing innocent people for the land. In the end, Shiva is doing another ceremony of Bhutahakola and is possessed by Panjurali, who seems to be very with the forest department officers, who have been doing everything to keep the forest and reserved land safe, and takes their hands and embraces them and leaves the ceremony to go into the forest, where he meets with his father or Guliga, and they both look at each other, smiling, and disappear again. Before Shiva disappears, we see that his wife is pregnant, and in the last scene, we find his son asking if the disappeared person came back or not, and Shiva's friend softly smiles, being proud of Shiva, and the film ends. The film ends by showing us that the rituals have been there long before, and they will stay for a long time, and Shiva's father and brother did, and his son would be doing the exact same thing, doing the ceremony of Bhutahakola. The folklore is infused so much into the narrative, that you can't separate both till the end. The horror and the supernatural elements come across beautifully, which adds a layer to the storytelling. The makers were inspired by Tumbad, but they have made this film their own, rooted in nature and culture. The attachment the villagers have with the nature surrounding them is purely to continue the tradition they and their ancestors have been following for years, and while they have no ulterior motive, Kantara projects nature as the binding force. A force that protects the people who take care of them, and the villagers who go miles to take care of them. There is also a narrative that explains how the villagers are dependent on the forest for the vegetation, while Murli is trying to stop the villagers from doing so. This narrative asks questions about why villagers can't collect produce from the forest. When they spend so much of their life protecting it, they are dependent on one another, and that cycle should not be broken. And that was a video, guys. Do let me know in the comment section if you've watched Kantara or not. I'll see you soon in the next video.